Hello everyone, welcome back to the SP Learning Labs Java programming course. In today's video, we are going to learn about data types in Java. In this session, you will understand what data types are, why they are important, and different types of data types in Java. Let's get started. In the previous video, we learned about reserved words in Java. Reserved words are predefined keywords like int, boolean, class, public. Now here is an important question. We saw keywords like int, float, boolean, but what exactly are these? These are data types. Think about packing for a trip. You wouldn't put your gold jewelry in a water bottle or water inside a suitcase. Every item needs the right container. In Java, it's exactly the same. Every type of data needs the right data type. What is data type? A data type defines what kind of value a variable can store, how much memory it will use, what operators can be performed. Let me explain this with simple examples. If I want to storage, I use a number type. If I want to store price, I use decimal type. If I want to store true or false, I use boolean type. If I want to store a single letter, I use character type. So, depending upon the data, we choose the data type. Why data types are important? Prevent storing wrong data, improve performance, optimize memory usage, ensure type safety. Choosing the correct data type is very important in programming. Before we move further, in Java, data types are divided into two categories: primitive data type, non-primitive data type. Primitive data types are simple and built-in. Non-primitive data types are more complex like string, array, and objects. In this video, we will focus on primitive data types. Java provides 8 primitive data types: byte, short, int, long, float, double, char, boolean. These are fast, memory efficient, basic building blocks of Java program. Now let's understand this practically using code. We will see how each data types work step by step. Don't worry if you are new, just focus on understanding. Now I will open Eclipse IDE. And I will select this workspace. You know about workspace, right? Workspace are where our projects get stored. Click on this launch button. Now inside this src folder, you can see our package beginners where we have created hello-world.java file and student.java file. Now we will create a new package. Click on new and select here package and keep data type here and click finish. Now our data type package has been created. Now inside this package I will create a new class, primitive data type. Now I will click the main method and click finish. Now you can see our primitive data type class is created and also the main method. So every class should contain a main method to run. Now we will go step by step and see how each data type behaves. Don't worry if you are new, just focus on understanding and observe carefully when error happens. That's where real learning is. Now let's talk about whole numbers like byte, short, int, and long. Now I am creating a variable of type byte and assigning a 100 value to it. So now we will print this value. Today I will also show you one shortcut how to print system.out.println. Just simply type sysout and press Ctrl spacebar. Now you can see system.out.println and I will keep B here. Press Ctrl S or you can see here save option. Click on this. Now click on the right click. Here you can see run as Java application. Now you can see 100 is printed here. So this is about byte. Byte is the smallest integer data type. It ranges from -128 to 127. Now here I will create another byte variable. Now here you can see the error. Why this error is coming? Because 130 is outside the allowed range. Java does not allow the invalid data. So Java doesn't wait until runtime. It stops you at compile time. This is compile time error. Now if I change this value to 127, so this is between the byte range. So the error is gone. Now we will move on to the short. I have created a variable s of type short and I have assigned 1000 to it. Now we will print this. Save and run as Java application. You can see the output 1000. Here s is the bigger than byte and its ranges from -32,768 to 32,767. So this is about short. Now I will create another short variable. Now I will use minus here. Here also you can see the error because this is not in between the short range. It is exceed the limit. So this error is coming. Now if I change 4 to 3, the error is gone. So because the value exceeds the allowed range. This is about short. Now we move on to the int. And we will print this. Save the file and run as Java application. Now you can see int value is also printed. So int is the most commonly used data type. Its range from -2.1 billion to +2.1 billion. So big, right? it's approximately around minus 2,147,000,483,6,482 plus 2,147,000,483,647. So this is about int. Now we will create another int variable. Two one four seven 483648. Now you can see the error here. Now you can see the error. It is above the int range even though we have just given one number extra. So Java throws an error. Even if you exceed by 1, Java won't allow it. Now it works fine. Now let's move to long. Now you can see I have created a variable of type long, but I am seeing an error here because Java treats numbers as int by default. This is a large value. So if I add L at the end, now this will treat as long. Now I will try to print this one also. Sys out. Run as Java application. Now you can see the all byte, short, int and long values. Now we will move on to the decimal numbers like double and float. Now I have created a variable of type double and the variable is price and I have assigned a value 10.99 to it. Double is default type of decimal value. Now I will print this. Click on write and click run as Java application. Now you can see double value also printed. Double is default type of decimal values. Now we will move on to the float. Now here I have created a variable of type float and the variable name is price2 and I have assigned 10.99 to it. Now this gives an error. Why? Because Java treats decimals as double by default. So by adding the f here, the error will be gone. Now this tells Java this is a float value. Now it works. Now I'll print this. Here I have created a variable of type char and the variable name is grade and I have assigned the value a to it. Char stores a single character and always use single quotes. If I use double quotes, you can see the error because double quotes means string, not char. Java does not allow this. Now the error is gone. Now we will try to print these values. Now we will move to our last data type boolean. Here I have created a variable of type boolean and the variable name is checked and I am assigning the value true to it. Boolean can only have two values, true or false. Now I will print this. Now you can see true is printed in the console. Now I will create another boolean value. Now here I am getting an error because this is a string. Anything inside a double quotes Java treats as string. So this is not a boolean. Now it works. Now you can see the false. So finally Java is strict because it checks everything before executing. It prevents wrong data, catches errors early. And that's what makes Java reliable and safe. So this is the end of code part. Alright, let's quickly recap what we have learned today. What are data types? Why they are important? Types of data types. We will explore each type more deeply in upcoming videos. Before we end this video, I have a small task for you. Find out what are the default values of primitive data types in Java. Mention your answers in the comments. In the next video, we will learn about non-primitive data types like string, array, and objects. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to SP Learning Labs. See you in the next video.